What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today, we are covering the two most overlooked positions in fantasy football, and that is the defense and the kickers. If you haven't seen our last two episodes, we covered the wide receivers and tight ends in one, and then we covered the quarterbacks and running backs in the other. But we're going to hop right into this.
And I'm going to open up with a real quick note, too. Real life defense does not equal fantasy football dominance. Fantasy is known for drafting, pressure rates, takeaway upside, and chaotic pick six potential. You may have like an elite defense, they're stopping them, they're making them punt a whole lot, but that doesn't equal shit in PPR leagues. So remember that too when you're coming to flame us, all right? So going straight into it though, at number one, I got the Houston Texans. The consensus number one overall defense on ESPN draft boards. DeMeco Ryans unit featured. Like they're featuring a ferocious pass rush that creates high pressure situations, guaranteeing a steady stream of sacks and hurried interceptions. And they have huge pick six potential with those fast DBs you got out there, those safeties. My only problem is that their fast-paced offense can turn games into high-scoring tracks. Obviously, when you get to those high-scoring games, you start losing points. And when it gets to, I don't remember what it is exactly, but when it gets to a certain point, I think it depends on your league settings, you start losing points. My only problem is that if the defense is repeatedly on the field during high-volume passing shootouts, their points allowed floor is going to crack quickly.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
high risk, high reward.
if you look at their stats, they were the second in the NFL for points per game, only allowing 17. Like that's really good, but if you got to look at it, their offense can't stay on the field long enough. They're going to put yards on that defense over and over and over again. They're getting around, I think it says here 277 yards a game was allowed by them. I mean, that's not bad, but
it's definitely getting into the lower end of the points.
Though. It's if you're looking at fantasy wise, yes, it's really good. If you're not looking at fantasy, like that's second best. But if you're looking at fantasy, you want to keep it under that 250 mark so you can get as much points as you can out of a defense. Mm-hmm. But if that offense starts clicking and they can stay on the field longer, keep that defense off longer, I think they'll be good. And as long as that defense stays hot with takeaways, interceptions, causing fumbles, hey, that's good points for fantasy.
And with the return of Tank, we should see a positive upside.
Oh my God.
I'm so
ready
excited
to see Tank
for this
come
one.
back.
Woo! Hey, my takeaway from all of this, with Houston being number one for us, is watch that Houston offense. They are going to turn deadly.
For our second best defense that you can pick up, it's the Broncos. I mean, you have a team that produces sacks on top of sacks. That's a point every single time. Every single time they get a sack, that's a point for your defense. Point for your defense. Point for your defense. And they also allowed only 18 points a game. That's third best in the NFL. They only allowed 278 yards. That's third best in the NFL. Like, I mean, it's not a bad defense. They're going to get you points. And the points they lose from allowing yards and points, they're going to get you back for sacks. That's all I got to say about the Broncos, man.
And let's not forget too about that home field. I mean,
yeah,
the altitude alone makes them a massive threat, but also that crowd. It's deafening being inside that stadium. So that's another thing to remember. Makes them panic.
So our third place team, they lost some players. That's the only con I can give you before I even say their name. They lost a lot of players. They didn't pick them up, and it's the Seattle Seahawks defense. Like they lost a lot of key players. They lost Tyreek Woolen, Kobe Bryant. Like they lost their secondary, but hey, they were the best defense in the NFL. They only allowed 17 points per game. That's the best in the NFL. Maybe they averaged 18 to 19 this year, but I still think they're going to be able to produce. They had 47 total sacks as a team, and that's 47 points by your defense right there alone. And they're letting up barely any points a game. They're having a little bit harder of a schedule this season because, they just won the chip. So we'll see how it goes, but I think it's high risk, high reward because they could still bang out good numbers for a defense.
100%. Coming in at number 4, I got kind of a controversial one, especially with their last season performance. But I feel like they got a little bit more under wraps. Like they're starting to tighten it up a little bit more, especially with those veteran playmakers who have been calling certain people out. But we got the Steelers defense. They're an elite baseline for sacks and forced fumbles. They possess a heavy, veteran-heavy pass rush that can completely win a week single-handedly via defensive scores. I'm pretty sure they led the league in, or almost like we're pretty close in defensive touchdowns. My only problem is that they don't have much secondary depth. If opposing offenses can mitigate the pass rush with a quick short check down, Pittsburgh secondary is going to be exposed.
See, I don't agree with this being at 4. Maybe you see something that I don't coming up this season, but I mean, last year they ranked 26th for total yards
Yeah.
allowed. They allowed 356 yards a game. I mean, like their only upside is they were 13th best for rushing defense. They barely allowed 100 yards a game. So maybe it is the secondary's problem. And if they can beef up that secondary, help it out a little bit more, maybe training camp helps, preseason helps, and they can figure out how to lock that secondary down a little bit more, they can definitely move up in the rankings. But I think this is probably a low award defense, unless you can say something that backs it up. Besides,
I mean,
I
I
mean the
don't.
touchdowns. The touchdowns I'll give you. If they get a lot of touchdowns, I mean I could see them turn their season around and being a very high caliber defense
It's
just from points on touchdowns.
looking at their problems. You know what the problems are. I mean, Darius Slay, his coverage has been inconsistent. He's got a high missed tackle rate. As a cornerback one, he's struggling to contain the top receivers like Jamar Chase and T Higgins. And last season they tried multiple switches, like going from a cover 3 to a cover 2 to a quarter to a 2-man, but they couldn't consistently contain those high ends. But with that being said, a lot of their problems, I mean, they've been signing secondaries. I mean, I don't know if you've seen them or not, like
No,
any
I
other
haven't.
signings, but they've been targeting the secondary. Realistically, if you're asking me what I would do to fix it, and this is just like kind of like an off-topic thing, they need to add a rookie slot defender. They need to let Dante Jackson walk. So like that's where I'm at, you know. Like that's what they needed to do. And they've been putting work in over this offseason. I think you're gonna see something that's gonna shock you this year with their defense. I think you're gonna see that old retro tough football, tough Steelers defense football.
And for the 5th spot, you put the Rams at the 5th. And I personally think the Rams have a chance to be a top 3 defense. They added Miles Garrett to that already crazy defense. They were
Yeah.
5th in the league in takeaways. They were 10th for points per game, only allowing 20. And now that you're adding Miles Garrett on that team, and you have a possibility of Aaron Donald coming out of retirement to join Miles Garrett, that would be a top tier absolute pass rush defense right there. Like you're gonna get a lot of sacks, you're gonna get a lot of points, and
To be fair,
that's gonna be a
we
crazy team.
we made the list before he got traded. So
Very very true. We did,
yeah,
but
this probably
I
would
I,
go up a little bit higher.
I believe the Rams probably shift to the 3 spot. Everybody else that was at 3
Yeah.
and 4. Seahawks and Steelers would definitely shift down. So Steelers would be at 5, Seattle at
I'm okay
3
with that
or
shit.
4, and I would put the Rams at 3. Like that's gonna be a solid defense with Miles Garrett back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything different to say. I mean, especially with that huge trade. Now that we know about it, obviously, I mean, their upside is massive. That's
Yeah.
that's a scary defense.
And with that, we are going to hop into the top 5 kickers. And believe it or not, some of these kickers can make or break your fantasy season. You're coming into a Monday Night Football game. You're down by 8 points. All you have is a kicker sitting on your fucking starting lineup, ready to go out there. Is he going to win you the week or is he going to lose you the week? And I believe these 5 players could possibly win you the week.
And my biggest advice too, when it comes to fantasy football, and me and him were just talking about this before we started recording. Don't auto pick your kicker.
Don't.
You have to do your research. You have to, because when it comes down to it, and they're on the 40-yard line trying to get those 60 to 70-yard field goals, you're gonna have some noodle dick footed fucking person kick a fucking a ball all the way out into the left field. Like you're
Fucking
not.
shank the hell out of that shit.
Yeah, and you're gonna lose your week, and you're gonna have a horrible day. You know, and it's your fault because you auto picked your kicker or waited until fucking waivers to pick him up.
Oh man, that's too funny.
Starting with number 1, and this is me. Fuck you. Starting with number 1, we got the undisputed king of kickers. I don't care what anybody says. He holds a perfect 1 across every ranking, even ESPN cheats, ESPN in general, Yahoo Sports. It is Brandon Aubrey. Holy shit. his range from 50 yards out, he's providing an absurd baseline, turning deep drives into massive weekly fantasy spikes. And obviously, depending on, your PPR settings, those 50-yard, hits that he is consistent with are massive points that you're letting down if you don't pick a kicker. My only problem is if Dallas's offense operates with a historically high touchdown rate like they have been, Aubrey he will be restricted to single point extra points, limiting his ceiling. But they've kind of been struggling. So like,
I mean, hey, you got a kicker. The 3 years he's been in the league, averaging 10 points a game. 10 points a game from your kicker is crazy. His longest kicks are from 60, 65, 64. Like he's got extreme. He's got an extreme lift. Like I don't know what to tell you other than that.
He's got
That
a
man's
fucking
like
robot leg. That's what
the
it is.
facts. Like he's a beast. And if you have a kicker that can average 10 points a game, that is somebody that needs to be on your starting lineup. Our next kicker has the best name for a kicker. You got Dicker the kicker. Cameron Dicker for the Los Angeles Chargers. Last year averaged 9.3. He's got a good leg on him too. I mean, he hasn't kicked a 60-yarder, but the last 2 seasons back-to-back, 24 and 25, he's kicked 59-yard field goals. That's still in the 50s. That's what you want from a kicker. If you get a kicker that can kick 50-yard field goals, that's points. That's points. In our league, that's 7 points if he makes it. Like, it's a good kick, and that's somebody you want to go after.
And let's not forget too, his accuracy is insane.
It
It's
is
not
90s.
just the 59 yarders.
He's been 90%, 92% the last 2 years. For his first year in the league, he was 95. I mean, he's averaging a 93.5%. That's crazy.
Almost unheard of for a rookie like that. Like he is lethal. So
Yeah, honestly, I don't have any downsides because he's on the Chargers. Chargers are great at moving the ball down the field, but they stall out a lot. They have choke artist Justin Herbert as their quarterback, and I will live by that.
moving on to the number 3. We're coming back with the Super Bowl winners. I got Jason Myers. He's got a super high vertical. He's got a fast-paced offense. Yeah, fast-paced offense that routinely stalls out in enemy territory. Always leading to field goals, providing high volume, target volume for long distance drives. The only downside, he has a lot of misses, especially being in Seattle. The weather and environmental factors are going to play a huge part in the game. That's all I got. It's gonna complicate it.
See, the thing is with him, I mean, he was on a very high-powered offense, very high-scoring offense. He had 48 extra points last year, and he made every single one of them. Every single extra point went through. But like you said, he kicked 85% for field goals. He went 41 for 48, which, I mean, you missed 7 on the year. That's not bad. But when you only kick 48, there's 7 that you miss. That means
when you're getting outshined by a 2-year rookie.
He averaged 11 points a game. Like he averaged more than Brandon Aubrey. That's all I gotta say. He's a hell of a kicker, but like I said, he was on a high-powered offense.
Mm-hmm.
So
take it with a little bit of salt. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Our next kicker, I'm very fond of. He was my kicker last year. It's Kayami. Fuck, I failed at saying his name. The Houston Texans kicker. He averaged 11.9 points a game, damn near 12. That is a hell of a kicker right there. He only missed 4 kicks on the year, kicking 91% accuracy. He was on a low-powered offense. He kicked 28 extra points. Again, made all 28 of them, so no downsides there. He's going to make you those extra points, but only thing I have to say is he needs to get on a high-powered offense so he can kick more. He can be able to prove with his leg that he's a top 5 kicker, which I already think he did personally.
So,
but
I got a benefit for him.
Go ahead.
They do play inside of a clean weather dome.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really have those environmental effects like Jason Myers does. And my only downside is that DeMeco Ryans, he's a very analytical coach. He would 90% of the time prefer to go for it on 4th and short inside the red zone than kick that field goal and take that risk,
Yeah.
So you just take that one with a grain of salt too. He's definitely gonna get in the area to kick it, but it kind of depends on how DeMeco Ryans is feeling that day. if he's feeling like analytical or if he's feeling like safe.
I will say though, I mean, his longest field goal was 57 yards. That's
Yep.
another kicker that can kick 57 yards.
Yep.
So that's points all day.
Alrighty, so moving into number 5, we got Eddie Pinheiro. He is tied to one of the most consistently accurate and highest scoring offense architectures in the NFL, creating a huge floor for extra points. Not really much room for field goals, but when you're scoring that much, I mean, at that point your extra points are kind of, picking up the slack. My only problem is that when the 49ers are blowing out opponents, they frequently convert the touchdowns rather than settling for field goals. Obviously, I just said that twice, which is capping his overall week lead because those, at least in our league, those 50, 40-yard field goals are 5 to 7 points. It kind of just depends on your league settings, but in a PPR where you got about the average, limiting those 50 to 60 and 40-yard field goals is really going to hurt your score.
I mean, again, it's a kicker that averages 9 points a game last season,
Yeah.
and that's a solid kicker. The only downside, man, is like you said, he doesn't get to kick a lot of field goals. He kicked 29 last year. He made 28 of them. He only missed one. That's solid from your kicker. But again, when you got a team that scores touchdowns, he had 38 extra points. He only made 34. If you're gonna get 38 attempts on extra points, you better make them damn 38 extra fucking points. You're 5 yards out. That's
which is
that's
crazy
all I
to
gotta
say
say.
because like historically in his career he's been pretty accurate. So
I mean, yeah, he has, but he always has a season where, or he's always missed extra points every year that he's been in. But I believe that if he can pick it up, I mean, he had a 59-yard field goal this year. If he can manage to make every single extra point, I love that for him. If he can get a little bit more field goals, I love that for him. But I definitely do see him being a top 5 kicker this season. Well, that finishes all the positions that you can draft in fantasy, unless you're one of those weirdos who draft defensive players. We draft a team all around as a defense, so that's what we went by. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys want to fire shots at us, say we missed on some kickers or some defenses, let us know. Especially fire shots at this guy because he's a Steelers fan and he put the Steelers in a top 5 defense. So go ahead and shit on him. Go Raiders. Fuck yeah.
Peace.
Peace.